2009's first blockbuster film hit theaters May 21st. Terminator Salvation, starring Christian Bale and Sam Worthington, and directed by MCG. About a year ago, or a bit before that, we start seeing all these trailers coming out, and the hype starts with Terminator. And you know what? After the disaster that was T3, we didn't know what to expect. All the fans from the series were like, okay, is it going to be another flop? And are they going to recreate bring back the essence of Terminator, the franchise, and all that? So I was hoping Cameron was going to come back and say, I'm going to step up to the plate and bring this franchise back up and bring my vision again of the future war. Okay, because of T3, it's a bit garbage, and John Connor or whatever, Nick Stahl is in there. On top of that, the HK, the flying HK, he's got the gun of his with the flag and stuff like that. He looked retarded. That guy looked, it's so stupid. So we got Christian Bale in this movie as John Connor, and I saw the movie, and I thought it was great. I went in there with low expectations. I went in there, I'm like, what, and tons of new trailers. There was a 4-minute preview online and all that, and and all of a sudden all the critics start coming out with this blah blah blah, this movie's no good, blah blah blah, this blah 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 that. I'm like, what, I just wanted my only expectation, I only wanted to be better than T3. I wanted to go in there, have a good time at the movie, and not watch that garbage and stupidity. I went in there, watched the movie with very low expectations. I came out and I was happy. I was like, wow, that was cool. That was great, man. That was like, wow. I think Christian Bale did a great job. I mean, in this movie, he was not even in command yet. He was not even in full command of the resistance. So he was not the leader we see in that little bit, that glimpse of the future that we see in T2. He was not even the leader yet. There was like commanders and stuff like that. There was all these, all the generals and stuff that were on a sub, and that's where the general command was and all that for the resistance. And John Connor was like a high-ranking officer or a captain or something. But he was starting to build his reputation as that leader, and I thought he was great. I don't care if he was not the messiah leader that everybody wanted to hear, but man, he was such a badass commando guy. Like, he had all the tactics, the way he held the M4, and that, by the way, that's one thing that I loved about that movie, and that it was realistic weapons, and I love that. The M4s, carabine, and RPGs and stuff like that, and in your mind, it made it more difficult to fight machines, because in T2, in the glimpse of the future, you see all these, the famous pulse rifle, plasma rifle on the 40-watt range, and the aerial firing, which is cool. That's hella cool. But this movie took place before that. John was younger, and it was, it just happened. Judgment Day just happened. The bombs blew up and all that. One thing I would have liked to see in the movie was how everybody survived. I mean, like, after the bombshell, I would have liked to see, like, John Connor, Christian Bale, in his normal day life, getting ready, preparing for it, and all of a sudden the bombs hit, and how he came out, of the ashes or the debris and stuff like that, and he saw everything, that was happening, and then the survivors coming out of the fire, and then like the first Terminators. I would have liked to see that, okay? Like the first T1s coming out, and the evolution of the Terminators, because in Salvation we jump pretty much. We see the T1s, we see them in that assembly line there, or where all the prisoners are, and then you see the T600, which is the big bulky, it's like a tank endoskeleton, which is badass, man. He's got a minigun in his hand, he's got like a grenade launcher in the other, and it's just like the ultimate killing machine, just no remorse, and it's huge. They're so big, and they camouflage with like rags, clothing and all that, so they try to mimic, as the first steps to the machines to mimic humans, to infiltrate certain positions and all that stuff. But I would have liked to see that in that movie, and that was, that's one thing that I say, okay, I would have liked to see that. It wasn't in the movie, but it was okay. action in the movie was spectacular. Again, ILM teams up with director MCG and with Stan Winston Studios, now Legacy Studios. As all you guys know that follow and are fans of Stan Winston, he passed away last year, and you know, it's saddening, man. The guy that brought us to one of the greatest designs, costume effects, and all that, Predator, Terminator, and so many other movies, and Iron Man, of course, which is one of my favorite movies too. And you know, it's sad to miss to lose such an incredible mind and talent in the movie world. And sure enough, again, Stan Winston Studios, Legacy Studios now, brings all their puppeteering and stuff in effect to create the, you know, T600 model, and what a badass model that is. Sideshow Collectibles has the pre-order, guys, just letting you know, for the T600 1-to-1 scale bust to go with all these guys right here. As you can see, that's my Terminator collection back there from Sideshow, and Hot Toys right here, and there's a Sarah Connor bobblehead right there, which is it's cool. It's cool. But yeah, they got the T600 now for pre-order, so get on there, guys, if you want one, because you know they'll sell out and then they'll be gone, and then they'll start climbing in price in eBay, like the Endo bust there and my Arnold bust there. They're way up there in price. And yeah, Stan Winston comes back and they make such an amazing, you know, again, puppets, and the T600 model and the T800 model, which is in the movie too as well. And but yeah, the action was unbelievable. It was just so much of it. It was just, you know, I was like on the edge of my seat, just enjoying all the effects. You know, the A-10s coming down. You know, when John's arriving, it was so cool when he like landed. It's like John Connor's on the ground. So you know, it's like, whoa, who's this guy? You know, coming down. He must be some badass. And it was just crazy. Like the harvester scene was awesome. It was just, there's so many detail and effects, explosions. And the motor Terminators, they were cool. I like that part when they go on there. You know, the car's rolling through, and then he examines. He gets all the statistics to see where he's gonna dodge here underneath, and he goes underneath. It was so cool, so well done. Sam Worthington was great in this movie. He was like the good guy Terminator trying to help John again. Which they see, you know what I mean? They brought the essence again of T2, which the thing that worked. They tried to bring it back. So when I was watching the movie, I was trying to relate to that, which it was actually cool, you know. And at the beginning, he's like he's a criminal. He kills his brother by accident, and there's a cop involved as well. And he gives he's gonna get the lethal injection, but he gives his body to research Cyberdyne. So it's kind of, you know, I mean, there's a little bit of, they could explain a little bit more what was going on there, but it was kind of cool. He's really solid, you know, actor, and he was believable, and it was cool, you know, at the end that he made the choice to help John with his mission and to help him out. And one other thing, yeah, like he was Sam Worthington, his role as what's it called? Shit, I forgot right now. Marcus Wright. I'm sorry. Wow. Sorry, guys. Marcus Wright. And by the way, there's the Hot Toys models are coming out. Wow, that looks awesome. And there's John too. John Connor Hot Toys, that's coming out. So check that out, guys. And that's Sam Worthington. His mission. He didn't know about it, but his mission was to infiltrate. It was like the first test prototype infiltrator, like the T700 or T800, I don't know. But it was like a step back model, and it was, the whole thing was that he didn't know, but his mission, it was embedded, you know, inside in his programming, but it was to infiltrate and make contact with John Connor, and through all sorts of, you know, events and stuff. But at the end, when he gets to Skynet, and then the machine pretty much tells him, it was like a Matrix scene, you know, you know, when Neo faces the architect and all that. If you guys remember that, it pretty much tells him, like, you know, this is what you were meant for, and that was it. And he just couldn't believe it, and he gets all mad and grabs a chair and throws it through the screen, and he decides to help John.